Yeah. Hi. Good evening, guys. I'm Tanuja here. I hope you all must have heard about storytelling, right? So all of you have kids. So I think so kids will enjoy story. Uh, so please reply to me if you can hear me, if I'm clear to you. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So today I'll be telling you about what is the importance of storytelling. So let me share the screen so you can have an idea about what exactly I'm letting you know. One second. Yeah. So the main thing is we are talking about how creative a storytelling should be. So it is mainly storytelling is mainly it is painting your own imagination. So kids are interested more on thinking, right? They are like they have lot of thinking capacity, imagination, and all. They like to go around the imagination. If you just show them something, they have a lot of imagination around each thing they hold on to. So, like, see, we normally call it as a persuasive tool. Anybody can tell me what a persuasive tool is? What basically, why do we call storytelling as a persuasive tool? Okay, fine. Okay, so I'll let you, sorry, one second. Yeah, actually, persuasive tool is basically it is called as it is convincing somebody to to make them agree with what you want to tell them. Like for kids, when you make them understand, if you show them an apple and the importance of it, if you tell them that this is an apple or this is an orange, how do they? How do you make them understand? Like what is the importance of having an apple? What is the importance of having an orange? Or what? How beneficial it is for the health? And all that. That is how you make them understand. So in that format, story is also a very powerful language. It is basically a powerful teaching source. Like it means it has different subdivisions. Like it is like you can tell them. When you tell a persuasive tool, there are different types of tools. Like ethos, logos, and pathos are the main three tools which you call. In case of ethos, that's a character. Like you have a character like Cinderella. When you talk about Cinderella, it's a fairy tale character. So the same way, pathos is emotions, the feeling she expresses, the feeling she undergoes, and all that. And when you talk about the logos, the judgment, the final, what is the climax, what is the judgment, what do you understand out of a story is what is it all, what all about this. So like, we say that story creates experiences, it is an emotion. So the way you tell a story, then audience, it makes the child sit, listen, and observe. When the child observes that, that is the main, the storyteller who tells the story should be convincing enough to see that the child understands it, the story, for how long the child is able to sit and understand. And that is how the main thing goes about. Storytelling is a powerful tool, as I told you earlier. What is the power of a storytelling? Here, as you see, storytelling is one of the oldest forms of teaching. Children feel that they get to reach out to the answers even to their toughest question. It is considered to be a magical moment. When they get into a story, as we tell, when we start telling a story and when we put in some imagination to them, when we tell them about a Cinderella character, then they imagine, okay, the girl with this kind of a frock and this kind of a crown she holds on to, and if they talk about a wand, what type of a wand it is, and all that. So here it is giving lot of functions which triggers lot of things into your brain. Like it gives a neural coupling. Like a story activates part of the brain that allows the listener to turn the story into their own ideas and experience. That thanks to process called neural coupling. And then it increases the dopamine. The brain releases dopamine into the system when it experiences emotionally charged event, making it easier to remember and with greater accuracy. Their memory capacity increases. And the cortex. When processing facts, two areas of the brain are activated. And a well-told story can engage many additional areas, including the motor cortex, sensory cortex, and the frontal cortex. So, and the same way mirroring. listeners will not only experience a similar brain activity to each other, but also to the speaker. They will develop lot of imaginary capacity where they can even give you different ideas and give since they develop different thoughts, they'll give you different ideas also. That's how Albert Einstein once said, if you want your children to be smart, tell them stories. If you want them to be brilliant, tell them more stories. That's how kids understanding capacity develops. Why should somebody tell a story? Here, stories give meaning to our communication. The child gets to know sounds, words, and literacy skills. They learn to value books and stories. When you talk to them, like develops, I mean, what you mean by sounds is like we learn phonetics, right? In our starting stages, we have a, ba, ka, da, and all those phonics. See, they develop those sounds, apple, the pronunciations, they understand the word meanings of it. They want to, that's how they develop their skills. There is a spark of imagination which triggers in the child's brain. And here it is said, a picture is worth 1,000 words. When you show them a lot of designs and imagine when you're telling them stories, so here we show them different colorful things, which pictures or puppets or something where their imagination develops, and they just start imagination more and more, like they become the character in that, they start to drive their thoughts. We develop a lot of moral values out of stories. Like story time is quality bonding time, which allows you to understand what matters most to your children, so that in turn you can teach them the virtues that matter most in real world. Good people leave a good trail of good things behind them. So we teach them moral values. We teach them how we have to behave good to others, so that whatever we do will get us the results, get back to us. Whichever form we give them, we get back in the same form. So that is how we try to give them moral stories. You must have seen that puppet shows and all are very famous for, I mean, it's one of the famous features also in the part of storytelling. It brings lot of ideas and thoughts to the child. Even if you give them a sock in your hand, socks, they wear their socks and they try to make different designs out of it, and then they try to talk about a character that way. Like children who are shy or who have learning difficulties may also respond better with the puppets. It's said that puppets help children to develop narrative skills, particularly when they read a story and then repeat it with a puppet. Children will often retell the story if you leave the puppets out for them to play with after the story time. So you give them the story, give them some puppets, they will be able to recollect those characters and they will try to play around with it. Friends, am I clear to you all? Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay. This is called dance your way. Like you should give them their own space. Like storytelling plays a very important role in the cognitive development of infants and young kids. As I was telling you, the kids use puppets. They have a great imagination. And here, when I'm telling you dance your way, is like it gives a development, cognitive development for infants and young kids. Yes. So they have their vivid way of imagination is different from what we think. So they have a very wide range of imagination. So here they will start thinking. So they might tune it with music. They might play around. They might use dance variations for making their story more interesting and to give it to the audience. So when we tell them, so they will take that story in that way, and they will be able to present it to us in, I mean, give us back the story in a different way, in their own way. Like once the author Veera says the world is shaped by two things: stories told and the memories they leave behind. Here we can see storytelling is the most powerful way to put ideas into the world today. Like, yes, as you see in this image where we see that lot of images are popping in from the book. So that means the same way when the child opens up a storybook tomorrow, when after he or she hears a story, and then they would be feeling like, okay, when they open a story, they would surely remember a lot of things out of it. They see a lot of things. Their mind sees, okay, from like you see trees, buildings, and all that vivid photographical image comes in front of them. They just see it lively. Or when they, even if they see them outside also, they will remember those stories, they will relate to it, they will make a, I mean, they will be able to picturize their own story and then give it to the person in front of them. It gives you a deep understanding of human emotions. It's just not imagination and creativity alone, but storytelling has involvement with a lot of emotions. Now, as we know that COVID has taken a serious impact on all of us. Here we are teaching them a lot of habits as well, healthy practices. So it is more easy for children to learn them if we demonstrate to them. So probably demonstration means not in the form of classes. If you go and tell them, yeah, sit, do this in the form of any class, they won't like it. Like, you just make them study the way they want really take it. Everything they want to have fun and learning. That is how they would like to do. So like here in one of the images, you can see we make them clean the vegetables and fruits themselves. So they understand that cleanliness is more important at this point of time or any time for that matter. Like here where we see that donating to a needy person is more important. It is always a good deed. Cleanliness, always put your trash in the dustbin. The other thing is where you can see that they are keeping the environment cleanly. When you're keeping your environment cleanly, you find, I mean, you have a freshness around, you find the atmosphere is very fresh and it's very bright day. And here a child walks through his grandmom to the next side of the road. And here we can see the child planting the trees. All these are some of the things we already know. Yes, and probably the child knows too. But when it sees something or hears something, when somebody telling it in a form of a story, where you have a story and then it ends, or it leads to this ending where it shows, okay, what helped, what was the moral value it gave towards the end. Yeah, you should always donate, and that helps for that person to grow and all that. All those moral values when we give them, it is a very interesting fact that bees in their brain always and just lets them inculcate in their daily lives. So that's called story is the oldest form of education. Here, the stories we hear in our childhood are the ones we remember. This is one of the story telling work thing. I had recording which I had made. It's just for a 3-minute video. You guys can have a look at it.
Hello kids, I'm Tanuja, your storyteller. Today I'm here to tell you a wonderful story about Sarah and her wonderful journey in the wild. Are you ready to listen to it? Okay, then let's get started. A bright and beautiful Sunday morning, Sarah sways herself in her turquoise floral dress along the large green garden surrounded by beautiful fresh orchids. She walks and walks and after a while feels thirsty and wishes to drink some water. Turns around and amazed by the beauty of nature and she exclaimed, "Wow, it's a waterfall!" She quenches her thirst, relaxes on the rock, and admires the beauty. She sees no one around her. Her mom's missing. She remembered her sandwiches, but without her favorite broccoli. Her uncle Benjamin, who taunts her for her grades and school activities, felt a sigh of relief. Her dad and bro, moving around still, no panic attacks. She asked herself, but why? She says, got to go. Walking further down, she sees the brightness fading away and it's sunset time, and now it's going to be dark. Sarah talks to herself, Mom, where are you? Twirling her eyes, left to right, and up and down. She feels, what if they were wild animals? Oh, I'm scared. Suddenly she hears mild conversations behind a huge rock. Scared, but still curious to know, tiptoed towards the rock. She saw wild animals. She rubbed her eyes and said to herself, what? Lion, elephant, tiger, panda, chimpanzee, and giraffe, all sitting together and happily conversing. I'm puzzled. Elephant looked at her and invited her for the conversation and offered her delicious food like berries, mangoes, apples, and her favorite broccoli. They gave her a quiet and comfy place to retire, and she was so happy and convinced. Thoughts rushed into her mind. We humans are always in search of prey, not to fulfill our hunger, but to fulfill our desires. She remembered her uncle Benjamin, who taunts her always for her grades, whereas the wild animals just pray for their hunger. She's off to sleep. Alarm marks of the chimpanzee, eyes wide open. Sarah looks into her mom's face. She realizes it was all a beautiful dream. If you all like this story, make sure like and subscribe. Comment down below if you'd like to hear more of my stories. Till then, stay safe and have fun.
So this is all about storytelling. So I have also kept my website kidsmelody.com. Please do visit it, and please pass on your opinions as well. Anybody, any questions, any doubts? Please go ahead. How do you find the session as?
Yeah, it was
Hello?
good. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We only heard about the storytelling and all, but today we know that the steps, what are the steps and all. So we came to know about this today.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, Oma and Lakshmi.
It was a well done session, Tanu. We learned a lot. Not just hearing stories. I didn't know there are so many things behind it. So it's good to know as a parent.
Yeah,
Thank
true.
you.
That is very. Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
yeah, it's really, it was very informative, especially as a parent, how you can influence or a kid into reading as well. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a very, I mean, I would recommend it to all the parents.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very
Thank you
well
very
done,
much.
Tanuja.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for giving your time. We'll surely do visit my YouTube site as well. We'll surely keep you updated on the news stories as well. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.